The story begins with our main protagonist, called Chang Tian, who is just a normal college student that still lives with his mom and dad. He is studying to become an anime major and his life is pretty ordinary. He doesn't have a lot of hobbies, but most of his days are spent in his room studying sinology, an academic study that is focused on Chinese history and arts. His father is a very famous scholar of sinology. Because of his father, Chang has been fascinated with sinology since he was a child, but his approach is very different from his father's conservative ways. As the family sits down for lunch, Chang's father calls him out as the neighbors have complained that Chang uses sinology to read their fortune and sell them items. His father disapproves of his son using this academic art by reading palms and telling fortune. Afterwards, Chang is angry at his father for constantly criticizing him, so he decides to find a sinology bookstore nearby and prove to his father that his methods are correct. He finds one bookstore online and goes to visit it. When he enters the bookstore, he finds it to be very old and empty, and after a while, he finds a specific book with ancient Chinese symbols. Chang then suddenly hears strange voices and runs out of the bookstore with his new book. Out on the street, he sees a couple of criminals attacking a woman. The criminals see Chang and try to talk to him after recognizing him as the neighborhood fortune teller that reads palms. The leader of the gang, called Lei Cheng, tries to take Chang's book, but he refuses and runs away. Chang runs into a park, finally managing to escape his attackers, but then suddenly a giant force field appears and surrounds the entire park. Mysterious figures come out a flash of light and they are revealed to be Lei Cheng and his holy weapon, a giant soldier with a deadly sword. Lei has powers and he has decided to punish Cheng for embarrassing him. Lei beats up Cheng and throws him onto the ground and orders his soldier to finish him off with a final blow. However, just before he dies, Chang accidentally summons a holy weapon of his own. A legendary warrior with white hair and armor appears and saves Chang at the last moment. This legendary warrior is called Xiao Bai and he protects Chang and defeats the evil giant soldier with ease. Xiao creates a powerful ball of energy and blasts the opponents away. After he takes Chang to a safe place where he has a lot of questions and is confused. After the battle, Lei is in immense pain and he falls to the ground and disappears. Chang has a dream where he almost kisses Xiao, but then he wakes up in horror. He is then even more scared when he realizes that Xiao has been sleeping next to him all night. The two go out for a walk and Xiao cannot remember his name. He also says that Chang has almost no spiritual power and is weak. Later that day, a mysterious girl called Chu shows up at Chang's house. She introduces herself as one of his classmates and Chang's mother invites her to stay over for lunch. Chu and Chang go out for a walk, but Chang doesn't remember meeting this girl back at university. She then reveals her true intentions as she knows that Chang has invited a holy weapon. Chu is joined by two other mysterious figures and they try to convince Chang to sell his holy weapon to them as he doesn't deserve to be one of them. Xiao shows up and Chu is shocked how pretty he is. He refuses to be sold off and invites her to dinner, which she refuses. Later on, Chang and Xiao talk and Xiao explains that the Shangyuan arsenal is a magical portal that unleashes holy weapons. Some chosen people are able to summon one of the holy weapons that were warriors in their past lives. The people who are able to control these holy weapons and use them are called spirit warriors. The spirit warrior that is the strongest in the special trials will be able to make an infinite amount of wishes that the gods will give them. Chu is also a spirit warrior and she comes from a noble family. She is confused how someone so ordinary like Chang could summon a holy weapon. The next day, Chu activates her holy weapons and attacks Chang and Xiao. The battle between spirit warriors begins. Two brothers who are also spirit warriors join the battle and interrupt Xiao in his fight. They are also joined by a stealthy assassin. These three work for the Tianzhen Hall and their mission is to learn more about spirit warriors and report back to their chairman. Chang tries to get out of the battle with words, but his holy weapon Xiao attacks and he fights another holy weapon. They fight all across the sky with lightning fast speed. Chu decides it's time to end this fight, so she activates the powers of her two holy weapons, called Gang Zhong and Mo Yi. These two are also husband and wife and they are extremely powerful. The three Tianzhen Hall warriors decide that it's too dangerous and they retreat. The next day they report their findings to the chairman and several members of the secret Tianzhen Council. Elsewhere, Chang and Chu go out to dinner with their holy weapons. They talk about their battle and they agree to work together as Chu needs the help of Chang's holy weapon. She also explains that there are two ways of summoning your death weapon. The one Chang experienced is called a death summon, which means the spirit warrior is close to death and then he summons a holy weapon. Chu, on the other hand, summoned her holy weapons in a special ceremony where the warrior chooses their weapon. She also shocks Chang when she reveals that if a holy weapon is broken or defeated, its user dies as well. Chang remembers that Lei just disappeared after their battle, but he didn't know that a spirit warrior could actually die. Chu also revealed that every further summon of a holy weapon costs 100,000. At the dinner, Chu proposes that Chang and Xiao both come live at her mansion. When they arrive, Chang is shocked to see just how big her home is. Chang starts getting worried about living here as he did not inform his parents, but Chu reveals that she has called his mother to stay with them for a day and explained everything to her. Later in the day, Chu decides to finance Chang's next summon of 100,000 and he makes contact with the holy weapon called Fangshan Hua. She and Xiao immediately start fighting, but Chang calms them down and makes it known that they are on the same team. Xiao is taken to a special room to be healed from his injuries from previous battles. Later, Chu overhears Chang talking about how grateful he is for her. At the end of the day, Chang's mother leaves and Chu decides to begin his training to prepare him for the trial tournament. The next day, Chu goes out on a walk with her holy weapons gang and Mo. A small boy with red hair starts to attack them, and it is revealed that he is Chi, the reincarnated son of Gang and Mo. He activates a force field around them and summons his own holy weapon. Chang and Xiao arrive late but join the battle. Mo and Gang are not able to fight off this highly skilled holy weapon, but Mei decides to let them go as his revenge is not yet complete. Later at Chu's mansion, Gang and Mo explain that in their past life they were blacksmiths that lived in peace until an evil warlord attacked them. They had the duty to create specific legendary weapons but were killed. Their son was raised by an evil man who later pushed him to kill himself. Their son's soul returned in the present but has been corrupted. The next day, one of the mysterious members of the Tianzhen clan appears to talk to Chu. He is named Mr. Yi and he demands that Chang be invited to their meeting. However, Chang has been called by his father back home. His father is angry at Chang and tells him he is forbidden from hanging out with Chu again. He is also ashamed that his son is ignoring his college studies. Meanwhile, a member of the Tianzhen clan reveals that the ancient Jan Lu has been summoned and that he is behind the actions of Mei. Gang and Mo also see that their son is assaulting people and lighting them on fire. Chu and her holy weapons then go into battle. Chu also contacts Chang and orders him to go back to her mansion and protect it as she accepts an attack is coming. Another member of the Tianzhen clan shows up and she manages to overpower Gang and Mo. Chu and her holy weapons decide to combine their powers in a last attack attempt. Chang arrives at the mansion with the rest of its staff and prepares for the attack. Many members of the Tianzhen clan are coming to destroy it. Meanwhile, Chu has achieved a new form as she has combined herself with her holy weapons. She continues the battle, but this time wielding a new powerful sword. The Tianzhen clan arrives and they meet with Fangshan Hua and she immediately attacks them. The battle rages on and Chang along with his friends are just able to hold off the Tianzhen forces. Suddenly, one of the assassins of the clan manages to get the upper hand and goes in for the killing blow against Chang, but he is saved by Fangshan, who steps in and takes a hit to protect him. She already lost her master in the past and she isn't going to let it happen again. The battle is paused as Chang is heartbroken because of Fangshan, who says her goodbyes and dies from her wound. Chu returns to help after defeating her opponent, and at that moment the brothers from the Tianzhen clan use all of their powers for their final attack. Xiao powers up and Chang motivates him to defeat the enemies. Chang also uses his own blood to increase his spirit power so that Xiao has a stronger attack. He unleashes a giant blast and the Tianzhen clan escapes once more. Later in the woods, the two brothers talk when Xiao shows up and kills one of them without any mercy. He smiles and leaves. The following day, the surviving brother informs the chairman of what Xiao did and the chairman swears that he will get revenge. Chu visits Chang in the hospital as he had to get medical care because he lost a lot of blood. They are later invited to a special meeting in the middle of the forest with the chairman. Chu and Chang arrive and the chairman shows up with the surviving brother. The chairman demands that Chang invites his holy weapon. Xiao shows up and the chairman is revealed to be Jan Lu. He wants to avenge his fallen comrades, so he initiates a battle with Xiao. Jan has such immense power and speed that Xiao can't keep up. Jan also uses a special time travel power that prevents him from being hurt. Chang is still holding the spear of the late Fangshan and he starts to realize something is not right. Xiao finally gets the upper hand in battle, and that is when Mr. Yi shows up from the shadows and attacks Chang. At that moment, Chang combines himself with Fangshan's powers and achieves a stronger form. This also brings Fangshan back to life once more. It is then revealed that Mr. Yi has been attacking spirit warriors and he was the one behind the Tianzhen clan attack at the mansion. Janlu never gave those orders. Also, in a shocking twist, Mr. Yi actually murdered one of the brothers, but he used his shape-shifting powers to pretend to be Xiao. Then out of a portal, Qi shows up and then Mr. Yi escapes the battle. Gang and Mo try to stop their son Qi from going down this evil path, but he refuses to listen. And his holy weapon called Taixu is willing to do anything just to defeat its enemies. Janlu apologizes to Xiao for falsely accusing him and gives him a special memory shard. This shard unlocks Xiao's powers and he remembers someone in the past telling him that he must protect people. Qi and Taixu unleash a giant black hole and it transports Chang along with his friends to the Taixu zone, where Qi and Taixu combine themselves and achieve a new evil form. Chu explains that Chi's soul must have been combined with the evil lord that is controlling him. Chang finally has enough spirit power and he and Xiao achieve a full harmony transformation. This new form now manages to defeat Chi and releases him from the evil lord. Elsewhere, it seems that a cloaked Mr. Yi has done something to Chang's mother. Chu gets a phone call that something has happened to Chang's mother and he rushes back home. He finds his mother barely awake and she tells him that he must save his father. Later, his mother is taken to the hospital and isn't waking up. Chang is angry and knows that Yi had something to do with it. Xiao becomes cruel and says none of this matters and the only goal should be hunting Yi. Chang gets angry and tells Xiao that he is just a puppet without emotions. Later, Xiao goes out drinking with Jan Lu and the two connect. Chang is angry and worried about his parents. After a couple of hours, Xiao shows up and he sees Chang. He apologizes and tells Chang that a family tragedy is always hard to deal with. The two make up and promise to help each other and to defeat Yi. On the other hand, Xiao starts to remember parts of his past, like when he was the holy weapon of Tei, the last emperor. Tei was the great leader of the spirit group and protector of the world. When 10 legendary beasts arrived from a magical gate and wreaked havoc around the world, Tei and Xiao fought them in endless battles. However, one day Tei used all his powers to close the gate, but he died and Xiao was shattered into pieces. Back in the present, we see that Jan Lu and Chu have gathered information about Yi and his location. Chang and his group of friends all go down a labyrinth of caves underground, where Yi suddenly shows up as a hologram and shows Chang's father in chains. Yi demands that Chang goes alone through the portal so that they can talk. Chang enters the portal and arrives to see Yi. He reveals to Chang that every 1,000 years a monstrous beast arrives to destroy the world, and if they join forces they can defeat and absorb the beast's powers. Xiao finally arrives and slashes Yi Hui's mask. It is revealed that Yi looks almost identical to Xiao and that once they were both part of the same holy weapon. Xiao has false memories of Tei as he actually assaulted Xiao because he thought that his holy weapon betrayed him. Xiao and Chang try to fire off a powerful blast but they can't and Yi condescendingly laughs at their failure. Chang and Xiao try to fight off Yi but he overpowers them and beats Xiao into the ground. He then begins to slowly absorb Xiao to become even more powerful. He shows Xiao how false his memories are. After he was assaulted by the king that was banished from the kingdom alone in the woods, Xiao watched as the final beasts attacked Tei and killed him. Xiao starts to give up from all the sadness but Chang comes to bring him back, swearing he will never leave his friend. The two combine powers once again and are able to defeat Yi, who then disappears into tiny lights. They free Chang's dad, but before they can celebrate, Chang's dad suddenly grabs his son by the neck. Chang doesn't know what is happening, but his dad creates a giant purple sword and just before he can kill him, Chang is saved by Fangshan. The rest of his friends, led by Chu, show up to protect them. Chang's dad seems cruel and tells everyone to get out of his way. He then opens a portal and leaves. Chang is confused and he thinks his dad is possessed by some evil spirit, so Chang and Xiao go to investigate. They find several clues in Chang's home and Xiao comes to a shocking revelation. Chang's dad isn't possessed, he was working together with Yi and he was the one who attacked Chang's mother. Elsewhere, a big concert is interrupted when Chang's dad shows up with his holy weapon and starts killing people. Xiao and Chang run out to see a giant red explosion erupt through the city. Their friends also join them and they go to the scene. At the concert, there are no more people as they have been consumed by an evil queen that is the holy weapon of Chang's dad. Chang desperately wants an explanation from his father, and Jan Lu tries to fight the queen but he is easily defeated. Chang's dad reveals that he was always a spirit warrior and he didn't want his son to become one. He hid his identity from Chang and his mother. His goal was always to be the one to obtain Xiao and to defeat the beasts and rule the world. It is also discovered that his plans were ruined when his son summoned Xiao. It is then revealed that Chang is actually a reincarnation of Tei himself. Chang's dad combines his powers with the evil queen and begins to open the closed gate that holds the beasts. Chang, with the help of his friends, finds the power to fight his father in the final battle. They are evenly matched until Chang achieves a new form, and this is when his father is defeated. He says goodbye to him and tells him that he has finally grown up. Afterwards, Chang and Xiao close the gate and start their new adventures. And this brings the anime to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy.